And our last section that we got going here is compositions of reflections. So doing a translation and then a reflection, or a reflection then translation. So composition means two transformations to one image. So this first one, it says find the image ABC after two reflections. So the first reflection is at x equals 1. So I'm going to go to x equals 1 right here. And since that tick mark goes up and down, my line of reflection should go up and down. So first I'm going to reflect the image across this line. So just like we have done before, so A is 1, 2, 3, 4 away, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4 away. And you should label that A prime. And do that for all of your points, and make sure that it's the same distance away from your line of reflection. And you would want to make sure to connect the dots. I want to see that image. And then the second image, it says, is at x equals -2. So here's where x equals -2. Now I'm going to draw that line. And it's the same process, except now you were reflecting over the second line. So A, and this time you're going to label it A double prime. And then I have C, and that will be, oops, one too many, C double prime. B is on the line of reflection, so it's going to stay there. So this would be B double prime. And that would be my triangle after two transformations. So right now I would like you to copy this into your notes and try to reflect it 2 times. So this is what your image should be for the first reflection, where y is equal to -1. Now you should draw your second line of reflection. Now reflect the blue on my screen image over the purple line of reflection and see if it matches. So your final image should be this purple one right up here. And when you're doing this, you have to make sure that you are labeling your points. The first image should have just one tick mark. The second image should have 2 tick marks at each point that you are reflecting. So this next question, it says first, reflect over the x and then the y. So here's my x-axis. So first I'm going to reflect over this line right here. So that's my first line, or my first reflection, and then it says over the y-axis. So now take the green image and now reflect it over the y-axis. So the purple is my second image that I have there. And my actual question is asking is what is the angle of rotation? So if you look at the angle of rotation, if I start at my N, go to my center, and then go to my second pre-image, that angle is a straight line. So that's where I get my 180 degrees. So that would be my final answer. And these two would be showing your work. Then we have a glide reflection, basically moving the image just by gliding it and then reflecting it. So it's still a composition, still doing two things at once, just two different things. So for this first problem, it says first do this translation. So for every point, x stays the same, but I'm moving down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So make sure to label this, your T, with a 1 tick mark. Because when you are doing this, you're going to have 2 transformations. And you want to make sure to have the correct labeling on your graph. And I want to make sure to see the correct labeling on your graph. So this is the first transformation. It's just sliding it down. And then it's asking for the reflection at where x is 0. Right here, x is 0. So I'm going to draw in that line of reflection. And now I'm going to draw my second image, but using this as my reflecting line. And this would be my final image after I reflect it over my line. And again, make sure to have your second image have 2 tick marks. Right now I want you to pause the video, draw this picture, and attempt the first transformation yourself to see if it matches mine. So this is what your first transformation should look like. Again, it's just sliding it to the left because it says the y should stay the same. Now it's asking for a reflection where y is 1. So if I look, this is where y is 1. So it's going to be a line to the left and right. So now I'm going to reflect it over that line. And this would be what your final image looks like. Again, since S was on the line, then it stays on the line. And there you have it, folks. Compositions of translations or transformations. Have a great, grand, wonderful evening, and thank you for listening.